everybody, I am here, but we are not ready to start. Just hold on a bit. Okay, so I'm going to put this 5-minute timer on. I have food getting ready to start because we have not had any dinner yet, so that's going. But I'm mostly ready for this. Our discussion of GenV Season 2 coming up tonight, basically. Midnight Pacific time, I believe, 3 a.m. Eastern time. That's the last thing that I saw. So here's to but early in the morning, which I will be asleep. I will not be watching until later on when I get up and I'm ready to watch. And even then, I got to take my kid to college in the morning, so that ain't going to happen. But, I will be right back. I am going to go and make sure I put that food in the oven. See you soon. Alright, I'm back. And I realized you can't see me. We'll just keep it that way while it's on the start screen. You can't see me because we're just getting ready for things. And if you hear little beeping and stuff, that is notifications going on my screen that I got a Facebook message or YouTube notification or calendar. All kinds of stuff going on. But, yeah. What fun. If you didn't see my little short prep video or live stream earlier, I was just checking to make sure that I had the sound right, because the last time I had done a live stream, my sound was way too quiet, in my opinion. I couldn't hear it over the sound of the trailers and stuff that I was playing. And I wanted to check and see if the chat was coming up, because I saw also last time that I was messing with my YouTube chats that that things seemed to be working that hadn't been working before. And lo and behold, the chat boxes on my screens actually do work. In fact, let me go ahead and see if I can't get one going. Let's refresh this page. And there I am. Lo and behold, the chat I'm going to pause that, and I am going to just introduce myself on the chats. Wow, that pronunciation isn't quite right. I mean, it's on there. I just had an extra space in there for some reason. All right. That is that. Now, we'll see if it shows up. I just heard the chime. I saw it come up on my live stream chat window. I do not see it on the starting screen. Why is that? Why are you not showing up? Aha, I had it underneath my image for the chat box. That's just dumb. All right. And I realize nobody's probably here other than me. That's okay. If you come in late, you come in late. If you come in after I've already done the whole live stream, that's fine too. Whatever. If you have anything to say, go ahead and put it in the chat box. Any wise words, anything you've heard, any like chatter going on the... Oh, it looks like my time has started. So let's go. So you can see my beautiful face. Here I am. This is Venus Brown. I am here with a GenV Season 2 pre-watch. GenV comes on around midnight tonight Pacific time. From what I understand, it's supposed to come on at 3 o'clock in the morning here. That is very early in the morning. I am not going to be up. I will hopefully be sleeping. Anyway, at first, when I looked up the time that Prime drops things, I thought it was telling me that my time zone would be around 7 or 8 p.m. the day before, but apparently that was not right, because when I looked it up today, there was actually a little table kind of at the bottom of the search screen saying exactly what time it would be airing in different time zones. And mine was 3 a.m. 3 a.m. I will not be awake. So here I am at 7 something. What time is it right now? It is 7:07. So here I am at 7 p.m. Next week, when they start the 4th episode, because remember, they drop 3 episodes tomorrow or tonight, whatever you want to call it. Then the following week, it will be 1 episode, and then the following will be 1 episode. Every week, another episode until it's done. So, 3 episodes, though, this week. So, I will be watching that. I will probably record my reaction, but don't expect reaction videos for GenV Season 2 anytime soon. I have Chaos going on right now. After I'm done with Chaos, and I'm also doing Attack on Titan at the same time. But once I am done with Chaos, I will be starting Deadlock, and I will be continuing Attack on Titan. After Deadlock, I'm not sure. Maybe by then I might go ahead and put GenV Season 2. I don't know. It depends. All the other shows that I would like to watch, they still have yet to put an air date for any of them. So we're all in limbo land. Even the ones that said that they would be out in early 2026, I have seen no air date for any of them. Not even Bridgerton. So what are you going to do? Just so you know, when my oven alarm goes off, it is not very loud. But if I hear it, I will be getting up and pulling the food out of the oven because it should be done or almost done. I will at least check it to see if it's done. Anyway, so we finished off GenV Season 1 a while ago. Like, this happens with almost every series that's any good lately. They put it on, and then the next season doesn't come out for another couple years or so. So that's the way it is. But I thought what I would do, I was originally going, and I said this on my prep video, that originally I was going to try to go through and rewatch all the episodes, or at least kind of skim through them. That did not happen. I had to take my kid to school when we got back from the school, which is quite a ways away, and it's quite a long class. And I stay there in that area until they're done with school, and then I come home. By the time we got home, the power was all out, and they said it would not be back on until 4:30. So my kid and I decided to play Monopoly. And he definitely won. He won big time. They won big time. Sorry about that. Not he, they. Anyway, they beat me hands down. Um, yeah, once they started getting houses and I still had um, no monopolies yet. it was it was not looking good, and I kept landing on their houses, and then they got hotels, and I land on the hotel. I don't know if I landed on it once or twice before I just lost everything. I had already had all my properties mortgaged, and after that there was no way I had money. So, biggest loser. It's okay. All right. So, Gen V season 1 we'll start with. What I'm going to do, since I was not able to like do a brusher up of the season, I'm going to look at the page they have for the episodes from season 1, and I'll read the descriptions, but the descriptions don't necessarily tell you what's actually happening in the show. Like, some of them will give you like kind of a quick cap of what you can expect in the show. This doesn't exactly do that. Here, let me read the first one just to give you an example. It says, "Congratulations! You have been chosen for admission to Godolphin University. We are thrilled to be a part of your journey to discovering what kind of super you are. Since its founding in 1965, God U has produced some of the best and brightest superheroes the world has ever known, including 3 members of the 7. And who knows? Maybe you'll be next." So all of the descriptions are kind of like that. They're kind of describing as if they're news or advertisements or something like that for Godolphin University. But what I do recall is the first episode, we meet Mary. And Mary, at the beginning of the episode, is a teenager. And she's talking to her parents. She's having fun with her sister. And then she starts having some cramping. And she runs upstairs to try to deal with things, hopefully without family coming joining in, because that stuff's embarrassing. And you don't want to advertise that. You don't want them to know about that. Plus, I think if she thinks this is her first period or something like that, she may not want the added extra help and attention. She wants to feel like she can take care of this herself. But Mom comes barging in, and her powers just, like, she doesn't know about them. She knows nothing about them. Her powers just go right towards her, and I think she gets stabbed in the neck from Mary's blood. Mary's blood is her power. Her power is in the blood, so to speak. And her mom gets killed almost instantly. Then the dad hears the commotion going on, and he runs up after her, and then he gets killed. And then I think later on we see that the sister eventually maybe comes in and sees all the blood and destruction and whatever. Although I think that was a Kate Mine Palace thing, but who knows. Anyway, they're all dead. Then it shows her flash forward to being in this kind of like orphanage slash school or something like that. Like a military school kind of thing. I'm not sure that's what it was, but for orphans that have powers. And it's not a good school, and they're pretty much saying, once you get out of here, you just get pipelined over to this other like adult mental facility, basically, or just adult facility for soups with powers that they don't like, that they can't control. And she does not want to be there. She has this opportunity. She is trying to get into Godolphin University. And in that episode, we see that she does. She gets in. Great news. And that means she's getting out of that facility that she's in. She's getting pulled out of that likeliness that she'll be piped into this other adult facility that's basically in a prison that she does not want to be in. And yeah. I don't remember if that was all the first episode or if she actually started in Godolphin in the first episode. But we'll just say that by the second episode, she is in Godolphin. She's finding out where she's supposed to go. She wanted to go with the, the active superheroes and stuff that are doing hero work. The crime fighters, I think. And she ends up getting put in the fucking art section, which I love art. Art is great. I would have probably been in the art section, not as a soup, but in whatever school I was in. But this is not her thing. This is not what she wants. This is not what she's into. It's like a no. Like, you put me somewhere that doesn't fucking fit me at all. So yeah, that didn't go over well. She also meets her roommate, and her roommate tries to like help kind of cheer her on about it, or like get her to be a little more okay with it, and she introduces her to some of the people in the art college. But that doesn't go well. And then she also meets the people in the crime fighting section where she wants to be. She meets Andre before that because I think this might be the episode where Sam had gotten out of the woods and they were going after Sam, and Mary and Andre used their powers to help get Sam and get him back into the facility, but they didn't know who he was. They didn't know that these kids were being locked up against their will. It was obviously against their will, but they didn't know the context of what was going on. So they thought they were doing the right thing. This kid's going crazy. This kid looks like they're on drugs or something. And I'm going to help catch them to get them out of here because they're putting us in danger. That kind of thing. Well, the next day, she meets up with Andre and these friends, or she sees them. They start talking to each other, and they start talking about that event. Anyway, so let's see what it says for episode 2, because I don't think I read that. The Godolphin University Mental Health Hotline would like to remind students at this difficult time that you are not alone. You might be bulletproof on the outside, but you're not on the inside. Our caring staff is trained to deal with the specific emotional needs of superheroes, and they're here to help you. If you need to talk to someone, help is just a phone call away. God, you cares. So I take it that means that their Golden Boy had already killed himself in episode 1. So that must mean that was the final scene, or the ending of the episode. Golden Boy ends up killing himself because he finds out that this guy that he's always looked up to has been hiding information about his brother. So yeah, missed all that. Like, it's been a while since I watched it, and I know that I've edited episodes recently, but a lot of it I don't remember very well, so I don't remember exactly when things happened. But yeah, So if this is after all of that happened, then now we're at a point where people are trying to figure out why the fuck Golden Boy killed himself, what the hell was going on, what did he find out, and all the students that were his friends are all dealing with that grief. So, anyway, let's move on to episode 3. You're invited to the Think Brink Memorial Gala and Fundraiser tonight at Godolphin University. Make sure to dress your best when the doors open at 7 p.m. and you hit the red carpet. Then join the world's hottest superheroes and celebrities for selfies and complimentary champagne, and enjoy a touching tribute video to the legendary Professor Brinkerhoff featuring A-Train, The Deep, and Polarity. Okay, so if you remember correctly, because of Golden Boy taking himself out, this causes this big fluctuation in numbers. Like people are getting intentionally placed in higher positions and lower positions in the top 10 rankings at Godolphin in order to fill that number 1 position. And because of some of the shit that had happened the night before, I think it was Marie was going up there, and the other girl, the one that changes from male to female whenever they feel the need to, or something like that, they were going down in rank and she was going up, but they were trying to decide who they were going to put as number 1. God, I feel like really that whole thing, like all the stuff that had happened the night before when somebody almost got killed and Mary saved them, did that really already happen? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we don't need to hang on this all damn day. The point is that all this fucked up shit happened and all these people are competing for this top spot, and they're kind of gravitating towards putting Marie at the top. And they go to this gala and they're kind of putting on this dog and pony show, showing off Marie, and Marie's really good with people, and so she's able to kind of give them this story that sounds inspirational about her family that's not real, so that they're more likely to donate and everything. And you also get to see all these kids' parents, and the parents really leave a lot to be desired. And the whole thing is just freaking huge dog and pony show, and it's really, I think, really not appealing to the students because of how it is, and because of the way their parents are, and because of the way the faculty acts around them during this time and all of that. So not good. Okay, let's go to episode 4 because I don't want to take too much longer because I'm already 23 minutes in. The Whole Truth, Season 1, Episode 4. Godolphin University Police Department is seeking any information on the person or persons who violated the polarity statue in the groin genital area last night outside the School of Crime Fighting. And if you remember correctly, that was Andre he was really pissed off at Daddy Dearest, and he took it out on his polarity statue. But I also think, I don't remember if that's when he found out. I think it might be when he found out about Sam, or at least on that episode. So anyway, by episode 4, he's trying to, in fact, it was during that gala that he tried to get is it Emma? Tried to get Emma to help him get into Sam's room and figure out where he is and get him out. which does go awry, but she meets him, they hit it off. Um, it takes a little while because he doesn't trust that she's real because he thinks that he is imagining her. Craziness. Because he does have schizophrenia, and he does sometimes see things that are not there, usually in the form of puppets, though. But anyway, they try to do that, and I think I think by episode 4 that might already be the point where people are like intentionally taking their memories so that they don't remember everything, and they're trying to figure out what the fuck happened when they don't have all their fucking memories there. And I don't know if I don't think they find out in episode 4 that Kate is the person actually taking their memories. I think at that point they think it is, I can't remember his name. I just know that he played the kid on Supernatural. Really blonde hair. He's played in a couple other things too, but that's what I mainly remember him from. And on this, he plays somebody that can mess with people's minds, just not quite the same way as Kate does. All right, so let's go to episode 5. Welcome to the Monster Club. Reward. Last night, the incredible Steve attended an off-campus party where his penis was lost. So Steve was his name. He just wants it back, so his family is offering a $10,000 reward for its safe return. No questions asked. Please contact the Godolphin Daily Classified Office or the Lost and Found Desk at Godolphin Student Union. That is hilarious because I've never actually read these, and so it is definitely an interesting addition to that scenario where Mary and the other kid end up like exploding his penis. But also, welcome to the Monster Club, I think, is where we start to find out that they're doing these terrible experiments on these kids in the woods. All right, episode 6, Jumanji. The Godolphin University School of Crime Fighting is excited to announce its newest course offering the psychology of supervillains by studying the most well-known example of a supervillain, Soldier Boy. The course will investigate what makes a superhero go bad, from their flawed origin story to the vices and moral compromises that lead them astray. Space is limited. Sign up today. And on the caption, they show this image of I think 3 of them in Kate's Mind Palace. So this is the episode, which I think is why it's called Jumanji, where they end up in Kate's Mind Palace and they meet Soldier Boy, who says that he's been like her boy toy imaginary friend since she was a small child or whatever. But a lot of fucked up shit happens in that Mind Palace. And the young kid, I don't remember his name, but he ends up dead because Golden Boy is in the Mind Palace, and he's very pissed off at Andre because Andre had been cheating, or I should say, Kate had been cheating on him with Andre. So, so Golden Boy in the Mind Palace gets all pissed off and causes an explosion, and it explodes that kid who's trying to run away. Terrible. All right, episode 7, Sick. Calling all God, you home teamers. Today we are protesting socialist Victoria Newman's town hall on campus. Let's show Newman and her soup-hating woke mob that we won't put up with their anti-superhero agenda. They will not control us. Okay, so this ends up being like a very like MAGA-like, very, not just MAGA-like, it's like, like like white power Nazi supremacist kind of people. It's like that kind of um, behavior, that kind of environment. Like the whole thing erupts into this anger and hatred. They will not control us, and it is somewhat like MAGA, but I like to draw the comparison of white power supremacist groups, because I think that's where that kind of stuff a lot of times emanates. And not all MAGA people are like that, but if you are a MAGA person, I do not agree with your position. I mean, there's just so much going on in this whole. I consider it a cult. This MAGA cult that is fucking devoted to Trump, even though Trump has lied about so many things, and he is so horrible. Like, he's the president of the United States, but it's like he's the president of whoever he wants to be, and anybody who crosses him, he's against. And he, like, anyway, I let's not even go into that. I think that's enough because it's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, sick. Did I read that? I did read that. So the last episode, which may have been the most fucked up of all the episodes, Guardians of Godolphin. Episode 8. If you or a human loved one have been injured or killed while working at Godolphin University, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Hundreds of human employees have been victimized by Godolphin students, but the law offices of Bremer and Bremer have won them millions in personal injury and wrongful death lawsuits. Contact us for a free consultation. So, yeah. The last episode was so fucked up. Like, they're trying. Kate had killed the director. And Kate had taken herself off medication, which she may have been very well right that it was clouding her and keeping her from using her powers fully and stuff like that. But I think it was also keeping her a little more tamped down and under control. And without it, and especially with her just like completely cutting herself off and not staggering and not, having medical, not having somebody's attention and care while she's doing it, which she wouldn't have had a way to do that, really, I don't think, because these people that were in charge were the ones providing the medication. So I don't think she would have had support for her to use her autonomy to say, no, I don't want to be on this medication anymore, taper me off or whatever, help me in a more healthy way get off of this medication. So yeah, it went all crazy, and she decides to like get all these kids from the woods together and go take vengeance on pretty much anybody in the school, any of the staff in the school that are not soups. And they go around killing most of them. And Marie and the rest of the group that don't join Kate, I think Sam joined Kate, and the rest of the main people that we've been seeing together most of the time, they stayed together and they tried to work against Kate and Sam and the other students that came from the woods. Well, I shouldn't say students, patients that came from the woods. And then the very end of the episode, Homelander shows up, takes quick analysis of what's going on, and starts basically pointing fingers at Marie. That Marie's the one going around trying to kill all her friends. And then the next thing you know, they're all in this freaking white hospital room with no doors or windows. And that's how that's how the whole season ends. And now we get to see what is going to happen after that point where they were in that white, no door, no window room, hospital room or whatever. So that'll be fun. And I did see the trailer with the new dean. I think it was a dean. His name is Cypher. So I'm assuming he has some power dealing with ciphering things like codes or security or something like that. And he's talking to Mary. It looks like getting ready to get Mary out. Now, when I did read an article, hold on a minute, I'm going to take a drink. I did read an article about, not Andre, Andre's the character, about Chance Perdomo? I'm not sure that's the correct pronunciation, but Chance is the actor who played Andre, and he had died in a motorcycle accident or from injuries from the motorcycle accident. And I read it, and I read part of an article about that, about kind of like how they were going to approach that, and make it a little bit of part of the storyline, and how they had to shift the storyline, and how they could kind of commemorate the actor and also the character in the same show without going too crazy, I guess. But I only got to a certain point because after a little while it started to feel like they were giving too many spoilers, and I don't want too many spoilers. So I do know a little bit. I know that they said that at the point that the season starts, they've already left that that no door, no window hospital room. They're in some kind of facility from Vought that has Soups locked up like the Woods, which is what we figured. And Kate actually starts to feel guilty about her part in getting them locked up and getting them and them not being in the school anymore, and she convinces them to let them out. So I'm pretty sure that's as far as I got. Once it started to talk about that, I was like, okay, this is getting a little too spoilery. So outside of that, I didn't want to go any further. So that's what I know so far. Anything else that I know? I don't think. I know Polarity, Andre's dad on the show, is it appears he's going to be trying to get vengeance. So this was another thing I read on that article. What happens, what they decide to do with the storyline to explain Andre's death is they have this scenario where he, while in the time between the last episode of season 1 and this first episode, that he had tried to escape, and during his attempted escape he gets killed. And I know I should probably be telling you guys that there's spoilers coming up before I say this, but hopefully I'm not spoiling too much. But yeah, he's supposed to get killed in an attempted escape while that they're in that facility, or while they're in one of the other facilities. So that's the explanation. And Polaris is going to be trying to get vengeance. And I could see that already in the trailers that I watched. All right, so we're 40 minutes in. And I've already run through the previous season, done enough with that. I do have a trailer that I want to show you. It should be different from any of the trailers that I put on my trailer reaction live stream that I did a while back. Let's see, I think it's this one. So I'm going to change this to here. Kabooey. There we go. And hold on a wee bitty second. I am going to... Hi, do you know when it's going to be airing? Yes, it will be airing. I believe it is tonight, midnight Pacific time. It will be airing for me. I think it's in the morning at 3 a.m. So, yeah. So, 12 o'clock Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern time. I'm Eastern time because I live in Florida. All right. It's supposed to air on the 17th. Here it's technically, as far as I understand, the 16th. But if that's the case, I don't know. 3 a.m. Unless it airs at... I don't know. I got these time zone things all mixed up. But everything that I've seen is that here in the Eastern time zone, it is supposed to air on the 16th. Which means it would have already aired if it was airing at 3 a.m. But the official drop day was supposed to be the 17th at 12 Pacific time. So hopefully that's correct. That's the information I got on Google. So anyway, now I wanted to... Okay, so I'm just going to put September 17th. I'm going to put 12 because I don't know if it's 12 p.m. or a.m. 12 Pacific time, I think. I'm not the most confident person, so I tend to try to add little little extra, I think, I'm not sure, I'm assuming, stuff like that to indicate that I am not 100% sure. So I'll just post that. Let's see if it pops up on here. And then we're going to... Yes, it did. Okay, so now we're going to go and start this trailer. All right. Hopefully I have all the sounds set up correctly. I can hear the trailer through here. I can hear all my little chimes whenever a notification comes up in here. Alright, it looks like it's coming up on there. Starlight. Okay, I know that because she's not Starlight anymore because she's not performing that character, but I don't remember what her name was.
This school, it's become a monument to mediocrity.
A monument to mediocrity.
He was at Elmira. Now he's at fucking Godolkin, so something's going on, but we don't know what.
Okay, so Elmira, they said on that article, is the facility that they had locked up in.
And I need you to stop it.
We're all on the same side here. This is bigger than us. We need to figure out what the fuck he knows about Odessa.
For Andre.
Let me be very clear. This plan is crazy and I hate it. But I'm in.
You can all level up under the right amount of pressure.
Marie, you could be the most powerful suit to ever come out of Godolphin.
More powerful than Homelander. I need answers.
It's terrifying.
You wanna know
But
what
if you're more
Odessa
powerful than
This is how you
Homelander, you
find
might
out.
be able to
Cypher believes I'm this weapon.
put a check on some of
Let's at least use it
Homelander's
to do something good.
ridiculousness.
I want all of this to stop! The time's come.
You're stronger than the others.
Stronger is not
Embrace
always
it.
better either, but... And stronger can mean multiple things. Mental strength, emotional strength, physical strength.
I'm not any chosen one. Chosen ones are like Harry Potter.
I already said
Neo,
mental
fucking
strength.
Frodo, fucking
Financial
Frodo.
strength. Funkin' Frodo. Alright. See, it says September 17th. I get confused because when I looked it up last time, it was like, it was telling me that it was going to air at like 7 or 8 p.m. here, which is why I initially was going to do the pre-watch at 6 or 7 p.m. But when I looked it up today, it said at like 3 a.m. Eastern time, and I am not going to be up. There's no way in hell I'll be up at 3 a.m. I am going to bed. I usually try to go to bed around midnight. I have an alarm set to go to bed around 10 or 10:30 rather, but I almost never go to bed at 10 or 10:30. I have another alarm that goes off at 12 at midnight, and that starts playing like quiet music and it plays a babbling brook sound, which my husband hates, but it helps me to get to sleep. The problem I have is that I have a hard time getting to sleep, and once I am asleep, if I accidentally wake up, sometimes it is very hard for me to get back to sleep. The more I wake up, the more like woke up I am, the more difficult it is for me to get back to sleep. So like if I get up and I have to pee, because a lot of times that's what happens. Something will wake me up, whether it's a bad dream or I'm having hot sweats because I'm menopausal, or my back or legs or neck hurt or whatever. Something wakes me up, and then after that I'll try to go back to sleep, but then I'll feel like I have to pee. So then I'll get up and I'll pee. And what I try to do now, because I've had this problem with not being able to sleep very well for a while, and I have worked with a therapist to try to work on some tools to help me kind of sleep better and get back to sleep. And so what I try to do is kind of keep myself like as inactive as possible, keep things as dark as possible. I'll walk into the bathroom, go to the bathroom, I leave the lights off, and then come back and try to go back to sleep. I am going to have to leave you for just a minute. I'm going to put it on my back soon screen, okay? Which I took my face off of there. But it's on the back soon screen. I will be right back. I have to go ahead and get the food out of the oven. I will be back. Alright, y'all, I am back. Let me get back to my trailer screen. Okay, so I checked on the dinner. It's been in for 45 minutes at least, and it is still cold in the middle. So I added another 15 minutes. I took the foil off the top, and I will check it after that and see how it's doing. Okay, so we watched the trailer. What I have next is, let me find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so GenV cast on where season 2 picks up. Surprise cameos. This is from the San Diego Comic-Con. So let's go ahead and put that on.
Amazon offers hourly employees health care on day one for the whole family.
And I do not have anything that removes the
What
advertisement.
is your song of the summer? Mine would be No Broke Boys. Asa just sent that to me. It's incredible. Hamish doesn't like it.
Can you sing it?
No broke boys, no new friends. Dun, 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 dun. That's all I know. Hey guys, we're the cast and showrunner of GenV, and we're with the Hollywood Reporter.
Nailed it.
So the season 1 finale was explosive in so many ways. Where does season 2 pick up from what you can tell us?
Well, season 2, we pick up where the boys left off, really. Homelander is taking over, and you feel that on the Godolphin campus, like really extremely, almost right away. So that's where we pick up.
In the season 1 finale, Marie starts to really realize just how powerful she can be. How will she step more into her power in season 2?
Yeah, I mean, in season 1, Marie's whole thing was like, in order to use my power, it has to hurt. And then learning that she doesn't have to like cut her hands to use her powers, it kind of opens up a whole world of what's possible. And we definitely explore that quite a bit in season 2.
That's
now,
awesome.
Maddie, for you, Kate was really kind of the instigator of the massacre in a lot of ways. But at the end of season 1, she's hailed as one of the new, guardians of Godolphin. What can you say about what we can expect from her in season 2?
We can expect to see the consequences of when one's misguided actions.
Yes, I definitely want to see what the consequences are going to be.
So there's a lot of tension there with the friends, and yeah, it's exciting, and explosive was funny.
And London and Derek, for you, when I was watching season 1, it's almost like you kind of forget that there's two of you playing the one part because it just so seamlessly flows from one person to the other. How do you work together to create this seamless portrayal?
My coffee had peanut butter in it, so there's like...
You just speak telepathically. That's
peanut butter in there from
when
I put peanut butter
together.
because I like coffee and peanut butter together. It's so good.
Meeting, but I think it is kind of telepathically at this point.
London
and
Thor,
then
I love that name.
Talk about your character this season and what we're going to see from him.
I played the new dean at Godolphin University, Dean Cypher, and I am a bit of a cipher. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Homelander. We saw him in the season 1 finale, and of course, then saw the, just what happened in The Boys last season. And there were some other cameos from people from The Boys in season 1 of GenV. Can we expect more of that in season 2?
Yes. We'll have some really good ones. And maybe some unexpected ones and some fun ones. But we really try to connect to both shows and sort of have a through line.
You know what? When I
in the story of
did the
shows,
pre-watch, I had this closer to me, which was probably better.
And how do you work to balance that, making it its own world and own show, but also fitting into this greater The Boys universe?
Yes, it's not too hard, I think, because both shows have a really distinct identity. And I said the first season of the show, the good guys on our show are the bad guys on The Boys in some ways. And so you're sort of seeing it from these guys' perspective where they're, ripe to be corrupted by Vought, but are they going to be? So yeah, and we're always talking to Eric Kripke and collaborating on how we can fit into each other's worlds. And yes, just the shows talk to each other in a really fun way.
Now I want to have you do some fun bucket questions with our crypto popcorn bucket. So maybe 3 people grab one and everybody can answer. Everyone can grab one.
It's Super
What
Dog.
would your superhero name be?
Oh, that's good.
Bloody
Mr.
Marie.
Super Mister.
Wait, your superhero name or the
Everybody's. You
but
said
like
your own.
yours
Personally.
or
Your own.
personally? No, like
Jordan's.
London's or Jazz's or
Jordan's.
Jordan's?
I was thinking yours personally,
Yeah.
yeah.
God.
But you can also do, you know, the character.
Oh God.
Got it locked and loaded.
Yeah.
Bloody Marie. No, it's that's just because Andre called me that in the first season. So that's my final answer.
Keep it.
Bloody
I
Mary.
might be
Yeah,
like zone
Bloody
out,
Mary.
'cause I
Yeah.
do zone out a bit. My parents thought I was epileptic. They thought I was having petit mal seizures, but it's actually just dissociation. Anyway.
I don't know what mine would
Epileptic.
be.
So my youngest kid, they're not epileptic.
Such a
They
good superhero
have
name, by the way.
chronic tick
That's a
disorder.
great one. I wouldn't have one
And
'cause I don't want
before we knew
think
what was
what
going
I've learned
on,
from
they
the
kept
shows
like
is
blinking and
you
stuff.
don't want powers.
And when
Powers
we addressed it
stupid,
to
and
the
they're gonna get you
doctor,
No.
I think Derek and I could be
we
like
told them
duo
about
meet
that,
freak control
and then the
freak.
doctor had us bring information to the teachers, or had us fill out a questionnaire from the teachers, and the teachers said,
Mister. I said Super Mister.
So we have
Maybe I meant Mr.
Super
Super.
Mister.
the teacher said that he would, or they would, like they'd be in a circle time. This is when they were very little. They'd be in circle time. They'd ask a question, and then like multiple kids down the row, my kid would pipe in with the answer to the question.
Batman 2.
But it would be several kids down the row.
Yeah, no, you're wrong.
So they thought, the doctor
one with the
thought,
penguin
is it
and Michelle
possible
Pfeiffer.
that they're having seizures? But it wasn't seizures. It was
That's a comic book.
chronic
version.
ticks.
Yeah. I like the first Spider-Man.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
good. Yes. Oh, I agree with the Spider-Man one. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the animated Spider-Man.
Oh,
Into the
Into the
Spider-Verse
Spider-Verse?
is my. That was.
The first Spider-Man? I don't
What
think
is
so.
your song
not,
of the
not to
summer?
me.
Take It by Sophia Stell.
Tyrant by Beyonce. Such a bop.
Mine would be No Broke Boys. Asa just sent that to me. It's incredible. Hamish doesn't like it.
Can you sing it?
No broke boys, no new friends. Dun, 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 dun. That's all.
Who's your favorite comic book villain and why? Harley Quinn? 1,000,000%, yes.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
I have one and I can't remember his name. Literally just saw it. Thunderbolts. Is
Sentry?
it Sentry? Sentry.
Sentry's good.
Sentry.
Is Mystique considered a villain?
Yeah.
Kind of.
She has villainous
At
intentions
times.
sometimes.
She's on Magnetos.
I just love
yeah.
her. Or like Doc Ock or something.
I love Doc
Doc
Ock.
Ock is cool.
Sandman. All the Spider-Man villains are great.
Okay, that's the end of that. All right. Okay, so let's back out of that. There was something else I was going to talk about. I don't remember what it was, honestly. Let's go back to my live screen. Okay. And because of the way I have it set up, I can actually see when chats are coming in. The problem is that I have my webcam right in front of the chat thing, so I don't see what anything says. So let me just move it over a little bit. There. Now I can see it. Beautiful. Okay, so let's see, what time is it? It is, we're almost an hour in, so which is when I was planning on kind of calling it quits. Let me think. There were some things I wanted to do, like ask. I did not put polls in. I still have not figured out the whole poll making method on Streamlabs and YouTube. But I at least got the chats figured out, so maybe next I can work on trying to figure out doing a proper poll and get it to actually work on my live stream, because I tried before and nothing came up. It didn't work. So, but I will ask questions, and if you want to answer, you can just answer in the message or chat window or whatever, the comments section. So first, of all the characters in Gen V, we'll say in Gen V season 1, and any of them that you know of that are going to be in season 2, what would be your favorite of all the characters? And then I guess I need to actually think about that, who my favorite would be. Because, gosh, I actually think for a little, like, I like Marie, but I think for a little while I really liked Sam. But then with him being, like, corrupted by Kate so quickly and so much, like, at the end of the season, that bothered me. Like, that he was that corruptible. And it makes sense. He's been locked up for a long time, since he was a young age. And he's been treated completely horribly. And so he's kind of socially immature. And he doesn't know how to act around people. He hasn't been around a lot of people other than the inmates and the people, the fucking people running the woods. So it makes sense that he was that easily corruptible to me. It's just that also made it so that I was like, maybe not so much. Because that's rough. That's rough. It sucks. Like, I get why I get really why he latched on to the people that he was latching on to, but those are the very kinds of people that I do not agree with, and that I have some serious problems with. Like, people that are like that behave that way, that think that way, have caused a lot of harm and misery for people that I love and care about, and for people like me also. And so it becomes very, very hard to just, like my mom says, just agree to disagree. And I'm like, no, like, I can't just agree to disagree on things that are causing such horrific challenges for the people that I care about, that are causing harm, like real harm to the people that I care about, and making life on this planet so much fucking worse. So I can't just agree to disagree. I've always been somebody who spoke my mind, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm not going to just tamp everything down just to appease people, just to make people feel more comfortable. Like, no, like right now, the shit that's going on, people don't need to feel more comfortable. They do need to try to be more reasonable and be more respectful of each other. We have a right to our disagreements. We have a right to disagree with how things are going and how people are acting. But we do not need to be hateful and disgusting about it. And I've been seeing a lot of that lately, and it's very bothersome. You know, and like my brother brought up the idea of, like, what are the chances of civil war in America? Like, he's brought that up in a couple Facebook posts, and it started, like, really getting me thinking. Like, because of the way everything seems to be coming to a boil right now, that's how it feels. Like, if we aren't careful, and if things keep coming to a boil the way they are, that I would not at all be surprised if there is a civil war and things are going to get really ugly. Really, really fucking ugly. Because you're not talking about being at war with some country that's with some people that are in another country. You're not even talking about being at war with other states or anything. No, you're talking about being at war with people that are all around you, that just think differently, that think that your ideals and your perspectives are evil and horrible and rotten and should be done away with. They think that's what's wrong with the entire world right now. And then people on the other side think the opposite of the other people. Like, it's just both sides feel this way. At least that's what I've been seeing. Like, both sides think the other side is evil. Both sides think the other side is like unconscionable, and that they have these unconscionable ideas, and that they will either fight for these unconscionable things, or they will remain complacent and not do anything about them. So, yeah, it's frustrating. Not that that has anything to do with GenV Season 2. I mean, maybe it does, because I wouldn't be at all surprised if it ties in. And even if they don't try to make it tie in, I imagine that it is going to feel like it ties in very well with some of the current events that are going on. Okay, so favorite character, I already told you. I'm thinking right now Marie, and like I said before, I kind of liked Sam, but now not so much. Okay, least favorite character. So if you have a least favorite or somebody that you'd prefer not to see on the show anymore, you can go ahead and put it on there. And even if they're already dead, that's okay. Least favorite. Oh gosh. What Dean Shetty was doing at the end of the season, well, what apparently she was doing before that, with trying to make an illness that's going to kill all the soups, that was awful. So she's got my worst hated. I gotta go check on the food again. Let me put this on back soon. I know that we are past our hour point, but we can keep going for a little while. I have time. But I'm going to try not to go more than an hour and a half in. So an hour and 30 minutes, I will cut this. And if I get done talking about what I want to before then, I'll cut it sooner. I am back. I am back. Okay, let's go to live screen. So we're done watching stuff. So, food seems to be done. I didn't cut into it to see if it was done all the way through, but I think it is. So, hopefully. Okay, so we did favorites, person that you'd rather not see or that you dislike the most. Let's try, did I write it down? I don't think I did. No, I did not. But I think I have it written here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so one of my questions is, any thoughts of redemption for anyone? And I will say, alive or dead, on the show, any thoughts of redemption for anyone? Like, anybody that you think needs redemption, anybody that you think could never get redemption, whatever. I would say that maybe Polarity deserves some redemption. I think his kid was very, very angry and upset with him for hiding things from him, and rightfully so. But I think this season can be his chance to show that he can be a better person. And Andre's not there anymore to do that for him, but he could do it in his memory. So I'll say that. Anybody not worthy of redemption? Jesus Christ. Fucking Shetty, yes, I know she's dead, but goddamn, like, fucking intentionally making a virus that is going to kill all soups. I understand that she has this vendetta because of what happened to her family, but holy cow, like, you're talking about killing all these people that have superpowers. And for a lot of them, it's not even their fault. Like, the ones in this university, their fucking parents gave them this shit. Their parents made them this way. And then some of them, their parents are freaking turning their back on them when they're the ones that made them like this. That's awful. But the whole idea that, oh, they're not human because they're soups, that's bullshit. I know we like to use arguments like that to villainize people and to dehumanize people so we can justify killing them and stuff like that. But it's not the reality. They were human. They got superpowers. Even with superpowers, they are still human. They are human and soups. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that exactly. But, yeah, the idea of completely killing off an entire group of people, even though somebody, Homelander, fucking killed your whole family that was a soup. Like, no, there's no justifying that. You're talking about killing the entire fucking species of soups, if you want to call them that. I think because they weren't born that way, I don't know if you can call them a species, although you might be able to, but because this is something that was done to them, I think it was injected in them or something like that. And you're just talking about killing all of them, regardless of what kind of person, except for Kate. She was willing to keep Kate alive. Fucking hypocritical. So you're going to kill all soups except for your precious Kate. It's unconscionable. And I get, like, they're very corrupted, but you've got the very, very corrupted Vought organization in control of all of them. And you've got soups like Homelander who are being put in top positions where they're allowed to use their superpower to do awful shit, and it is hidden, it is covered up. Which, I know, that shit happens in real life, not superpowers, but people do awful shit in real life, and when they're in leadership positions, a lot of times other leaders will cover that shit up so that it isn't found out, and I think that's fucked. Totally fucked. Okay. Alright, so that was the redemption question. Let's see. And I already asked the unredeemable question. What do we know about the first 3 episodes? I don't know much. I know that they're talking about having this scenario for Polarity, wanting to get vengeance for Andre getting killed and trying to escape. I know they have this new dean called Cypher, and to me, he does not seem like a good guy. hopefully he's nowhere near as bad as the last Dean, but I don't know. I've also heard that it's going to be even more awful than the last season, like the awfulness of the people in the show, the awfulness of what's going to happen in the show might be like worse than the first season. But not that it's a bad show, but that awful stuff is going to happen. So anyway, okay, let's see. Anything else? How bloody and crazy are things going to get? So that was what I was talking about. How awful things were in the first season. I have heard it is supposed to be even worse this season. How does it get worse? I don't know, but how bloody and crazy are things gonna get? Jesus, because last time it looked like they were trying to fucking kill all the goddamn staff, and then like kill their own people and shit like that. But it was bloody as hell at the end, and it was crazy as hell at the end. Is it going to get worse than that? I hope not. Maybe it's like, okay, the season overall is going to be more crazy. But it wouldn't surprise me. Again, it's the boys' universe, and that shit is insane. And there's no reason why this wouldn't get just as fucking insane. And the guest stars they're having Starlight. We saw at the very, very end of the last episode of the first season that Wolverine showed up in the woods. I don't know if we're going to see him. I have not heard anybody say anything about him doing a cameo appearance, but it's possible because they did say there would be a handful of people that would show up. I know Starlight is one of them. But I know I can't remember the girl's name, but the girl that's very country-like, she's gonna be on there because I've seen her on the advertisements. Outside of that, I don't know. All right, do we have anything else? I think that might be it. Okay, so for next week, 7 p.m. We'll try to do this same time every week. Next week, 7 p.m., I will do a pre-watch for the following episode. Remember, they're dropping 3 episodes tonight. 3 episodes, and then it will be 1 episode a week. So next week, we will do a pre-watch for episode 4. And we will talk about the first 3 episodes that they showed. Okay, I'll probably ask some questions like that. You know, who's your favorite character, your VIP? Who's the piece of shit of the episode, the worst of the episode? What's your favorite scene? Since they're showing 3 episodes at once, maybe what's your favorite episode of the 3? What's your least favorite episode of the 3? What is your, what do you think was the worst thing about the 3 episodes, or one of the 3 episodes? What's the worst scene? Stuff like that. That's probably what I'll be asking about. If I find any behind the scenes or talking whatever or anything like that, or previews for the next episode, I will probably put them on in our pre-watch. But that is all I've got for you this week. I will see you next week. Bye.